This video is about creating the right type of video setup for marketing on YouTube. And I'm just going to go over a few basic elements of putting together a video for YouTube, but not the technical details of how to create that with video editing software, just the basic elements that you need. In this video, I will discuss a video with a live speaking person, as well as a video like this one where you have someone narrating and just showing a computer screen. Now, one of the basic things that you want to have for all videos and for continuity across all videos is you want to have what's called a bumper. And a bumper is a short bit of video used at the beginning and also at the end. Typically in the beginning, it introduces whatever it is. You know, for some YouTube channels, it is the channel. For some, it's the person. For others, it is a concept or an idea. And you want to have a bumper in the beginning. A bumper typically has a little bit of special effects, a little bit of special effects music, and a bumper is really, really short. It's only a few seconds long, and it's just used to bring an intro to the video. If you are the business owner and you don't have, graphic skills and you want to edit it yourself, creating a bumper can be technically challenging, so you may want to buy one on a marketplace or from another service provider where you can have someone provide the bumper for you. At the end of your video, you want another bumper, but that bumper is typically a call to action. It will typically tell people to do whatever it is that you want them to do. Maybe you want them to subscribe to the channel, to click through to a website, to call a phone number. But you want to have both because it provides a level of continuity throughout the videos. You typically want to have the same bumper or only rotate between a few of them because it's part of the branding of the videos and the YouTube channel. And what I'm using for an example throughout all these illustrations and discussions is Marie Forleo's YouTube channel. You can Google it, Marie Forleo YouTube, and see her channel because it's a very well executed channel, a very well executed channel. And there are several other channels that are done very, very well that follow a similar format, such as James Wedmore or Liz D'Alto. There are quite a few out there that are very well executed. If you look at anything that Real SEO does, REEL SEO, because they are in the business of providing content about YouTube marketing, their channel is always very well executed. So that's the first thing you want. You want the bumper, the intro bumper, the outro bumper. And so here I have a screen capture of Marie Forleo's intro bumper, and you can see how strong the graphics are and the branding is. And again, it's very, very, very short. The way that her videos are formatted is there's a little bit of action, almost like outtakes, and then they run the bumper and then they get into the content. Some people run the bumper first and then they go into the content. Whatever you do, it doesn't make a difference, just whichever method you choose, stay consistent so that people know what to expect when they're watching your channel. The next thing that I'm going to discuss is this right here, which is like a watermark throughout the video. Now, YouTube recently enabled the feature to add this watermark, to add a logo to all of the videos. However, there are many, many, many videos and companies that produce videos that put that watermark into the actual video, because when YouTube allows you to do it, it's more of an overlay, and it's more of YouTube adding features onto a video for people who don't have, video editing skills. Now, you're going to handle this one of two ways. If you're technically challenged and you don't have the video editing skills, then in your YouTube control panel, when you upload the video, you can add a graphic with a transparent background, preferably transparent, and you can choose where you want to position it in either corner. But if you have the skill, then you definitely want to include your graphic throughout the whole video, because that way, no matter how it's viewed or where it's viewed, you have a consistent look throughout. Whereas with using the YouTube feature to do it, there may be times when it doesn't show up. For example, if it's on a very small cell phone screen. Also here you can see as her video is coming to a close, there is a call to action. Go to marieforleo.com. And this is very consistent throughout the video. This type of graphic in the bottom typically is called a lower third, and it shows up towards the end of the video, not the entire time, but for a good amount of time. One of the things that you can do in YouTube is you can annotate this. When you bring these things up on the screen, you can use the YouTube annotation feature, and that allows you to kind of draw a little box around here and put in a URL so that someone can actually click on that video to go to marieforleo.com. But also keep in mind that annotations don't necessarily work across all devices at the time that I'm filming this. So you definitely don't want to rely only on annotations, and you want to make sure that you're telling people where to go, because sometimes they might just have to open up another window or tab or app and type it in manually because they won't be able to click and go there. And this, again, this is towards the end of the video. The other thing I want to cover, and this can be a little tricky, and it requires, first, it requires having videos. So if it's your first few videos, you won't have that much content, and it requires a little bit of planning. But basically what this is it is almost like a preview of the next video. And if you use YouTube a lot, you can see this used incredibly well. So what they've done here is they've shrunken the main video. You see here it gets shrunken. And then you've got the branding down here, call to action for exclusive content, go to marieforleo.com. And then click here to subscribe, and that's a static box that is annotated. So again, in YouTube, in the annotations editor, you can draw a little square around that box and then make a link. And in this case, that link allows people to subscribe. And then here you can link to another video. And actually the way that this works, and most of the time when you see it on a channel, it is an actual preview. It's like watching picture in picture on your television. So the video will actually be playing, and it says watch this next, and you'll click and it will take you to that video. Now most of the time when this is done, people are using it to go to older content, right? Because if you're creating a video now, you wouldn't be able to create this for future content because that future content isn't on YouTube yet. So again, that's why I said this kind of technique requires having other content to link to. If you don't have other content to link to, you can use it creatively. You can use, because again, this is just an annotation and it's going to link somewhere. You can use it to link to your social media accounts or other things if you don't have other video content to promote. But what it does do is get people to keep watching videos on your YouTube channel if you use this feature. And typically what you want to do when you do this is you want to let this run from anywhere from about 10 to 15 seconds or more. And in some cases, me personally, I would recommend letting it run for 30 seconds. And one of the reasons that letting this content run can be effective is because what you're doing is you're letting it sit there so that related videos don't pop up before someone has had the chance to click through to other content of yours. Because if you like show it and you end it right then, like boom, you end it, then the related videos come up from other people's YouTube channels. And this is a trick that's often used to get people to keep it moving on your channel before they start getting distracted by the channels of other people. Now, other ways I've seen this used so effectively is just with a different type of graphic design to this page. I've even seen, multiple boxes where people have emulated the related videos feature on their YouTube channel. The last thing I want to cover is the custom thumbnail. And if the channel is enabled to use the custom thumbnail feature, which YouTube kind of restricts, at this point the channel needs to be 30 days old to use this feature. But if it's enabled, you definitely always want to use the custom thumbnail. What YouTube will automatically do when you upload a video is give you a few options. It will pull a still shot from a video and let you use that as the custom thumbnail, but that's not always compelling. The reason you want to use the custom thumbnail is so that when people see the videos in list view or when they're searching, that you're giving them a reason to click on it by making the thumbnail compelling. Now, you can do this one of two ways. You can take a still from the video that is an image and overlay it with text, or you can use graphics, like completely use graphics. If possible, a really cool way to do a custom thumbnail is to actually have the person who's creating the video pose for a picture and sometimes use an interesting pose or a quirky pose and then overlay the text with it and be consistent. You know, definitely be consistent. Another YouTube channel that you can look at to see this effect is Gideon Shalwick, and I'll show you his YouTube channel so you can see what I'm talking about. So now we're looking at the YouTube channel for Gideon Shalwick, and you can see here how he, really uses this great text and text effects to make sure that the thumbnail is compelling. And these types of techniques really get people to watch the video and to engage with the video instead of just having just that, like, what if it was just a screen capture of him looking like that? I mean, that's not going to grab your attention. So that's why if you get the opportunity to use the custom thumbnails, you always want to make sure that you use them. And also on his channel, you can see here he's got this you see he's got the logo just like YouTube allows you to do, is using text on the screen as well. And there's an annotation. I don't know if you can see that, but you see click here to get a free report and it links to the website. And then here, this is a cool feature that YouTube allows where you can embed another video into the video. Like if you can't edit the video to have that video in video feature, you can definitely use the YouTube editor to do that. And then when we get towards the end, let me just get towards the end of this. And you see that's his bumper. And now we're back to the beginning. So this channel doesn't really use the video in video feature. It is very time consuming to do that. So whether or not you use that is totally going to depend upon how much time you're allocated to work on it. But he did use the YouTube feature of embedding another video to have a very similar effect. So I just want to recap all of the things that I've gone over in this. First one is to have your bumper, your intro, your outro. Your outro should have a call to action. Then if you can, have that graphic overlay or some branding present throughout the video. This is towards the end of the video, again, call to action. Here you have this special effect set up, and you can even get creative with this, where you trail off of this video, you show the subscribe box, and then you show the next video. This is a really common format, and as you see more YouTube channels that are put together by people who are savvy with internet marketing, you'll see this. And then the last thing we discussed was the custom thumbnails and making sure that if the channel has the ability to use the custom thumbnails, that you use them. And now if the channel doesn't have the ability, it will eventually. So once it does have the ability to use the custom thumbnails, go back into the old videos and make sure you put those in. So I hope that gives you a really good overview of how to do a really great job of setting up a YouTube video for marketing and branding purposes. Thanks.